Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm trying out the whole unscripted thing again because I want to get something off my chest about some of the comments I see on some of my videos. Specifically on my Lost Media videos where I get told, "Oh, that's not real Lost Media. Oh, why are you even covering that? This doesn't count as Lost Media." Like, I want to try and debunk as many of these arguments as I can and don't feel singled out if you've said something like this on my channel. Like it's not meant to be personally attacking anyone that comments on my videos. It's just there's a fundamental problem with the difference between philosophies regarding Lost Media that I think needs to be addressed. So like on my last video, I got a comment that said everyone knows that isn't even Lost Media, which if you haven't watched this video, everyone knows that is a guest name of a unidentified song that only like 17 seconds of audio is out there, and like no song is 17 seconds long. So you're telling me that what we have of that song is the full song. And so, if that's not the full song, then yes, it is Lost Media. The rest of the song is out there somewhere, maybe. And that's what the search is for. But I mean, the search is also to identify the name of the song as well. So that argument doesn't have a lot to stand on. But it made me go back and realize, like, I've gotten a lot of comments like that about other things that I've covered. And I don't really think that it's necessarily fair to single these people out and call them out. But I mean, like a lot of it's in a few main categories. So one of the categories is like, things that were canceled that like only part of it was even done. I would consider that Lost Media. I do think that, there is something to be said about the search efforts to try to find the rest of what was finished of something that never got made in the first place. Like, I don't think we draw the line at, well, it's only Lost Media if it were finished. And also, I mean, like, so what? I mean, it gives me interesting topics to talk about on my channel, which ideally, if you're a regular viewer, like, that's something that you should want, no? And, there are countless examples of, other YouTubers talking about things that weren't finished and under the Lost Media umbrella, but I'm the only one that I've seen that's gotten criticized for it. And, it's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion about my channel, but, I mean, just because I'm not covering the exact things you want me to cover doesn't mean that the things that I am covering are illegitimate in some way. And so I do give a little more credence to the like unfinished argument than some of the others I've seen. Like some of them just like the limited access argument. Like that's one where I completely don't understand, because if you're going to call limited access stuff, like stuff that only one or two people or whatever have access to, if you're going to call that not Lost Media, then like most Lost Media channels would be out of a job, because that's most of what they cover. I mean, if Lost Media is findable in the first place, it stands to reason that at least one person has access to it that either doesn't know it's lost or is withholding it. I mean, that's part of the reason why a lot of these Lost Media searches, especially the bigger ones, where they go out and ask people involved in the production of whatever it is they're trying to find. So if you're going to say that only one person or a few people have the ability to view something that delegitimizes its lost status, I mean, because if you really think about it, there's very few pieces of Lost Media that 0 people on Earth have access to. I can't even name one off the top of my head except stuff that was, like, destroyed. And even then, like, sometimes people might have a copy of it that you don't know about. So, I mean, I I'm looking for interesting topics to share on my channel that not a lot of people have covered most of the time. And so, when I, put out these informational videos about lost media, like, it's for the entertainment value and it's for the, interest in that. So, I mean, I don't know that there has to be like an orthodoxy around um, what is and what isn't considered lost, because, I mean, if there's someone out there that wants to see it, that wants to have access to it, I mean, I think that's lost media, and we should strive to try to find these. And that's another thing that some people like to belittle, sort of the some of the searches that are maybe more minute, like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, angry video game nerd scene. Like, I mean, that's one of the ones that's lost forever. But like, still, I don't think that it's necessarily more or less legitimate just because it's more obscure, than other stuff. And so, when I see these comments, it's like, well, you're entitled to your opinion, but at the end of the day, this is my channel, and I'm gonna cover the things that I want to cover, and I think that lost media is anything. I guess I should clearly define when I say lost, so it doesn't just look like I'm wanting to talk about whatever I want to talk about. But like, my definition of lost is the general main public doesn't have access to something. It could be it could be a portion of a piece of media, it could be the whole thing. That's why we define these categories of like partially lost, existence unconfirmed, stuff like that. Because, depending on the information that's available about a particular piece of media, that's kind of important to distinguish, I think. And so, I don't think that these distract from the interest in lost media or, delegitimizes it. I think that what is lost media is, very important to define, and I don't think we have to have these rigid definers. Well, oh, you're a lost media channel, you can't talk about X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z reason. Like, I think we can I think we can be a little more loose with the definition, because if there's a portion of something that someone wants to see, I don't think that I don't think it's my place to say that it's not interesting or it's not lost media, or I can't talk about it because of that. The last thing I want to do is limit the content I can create because of someone else's definition that I don't subscribe to. And so that's my philosophy regarding lost media. Let me know if you like the unscripted format. I don't really, when I'm not scripted, it takes me a while because I think about the things as I'm saying them. So there's a lot of pauses and stuff in what I'm saying. But there's a free flow, like I'm having a conversation with you guys, basically. And let me know in the comments what you think of as lost media. I'm kind of interested to see how common my definition is. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that most of the popular lost media YouTubers probably see it like I do. But I think part of the reason why I get criticized more for talking about these borderline, cases of lost media is that, I'm not a channel that specializes the videos around a single topic. Like, it's just straight 10 pieces of lost media. Short format. I don't go into deep dives very often. Although maybe I will in the future. But, I mean, I've talked about almost 250 pieces of lost media on this channel. And, maybe not all of them are going to be interesting to you, but, I mean, don't let that, distract you from the lost status of it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know if you want to see more unscripted type videos. Episode 26 will probably be out next week around this time. Thanks for watching and have a good one.